It's just one of those slight mishaps that you can't ever lose sight of.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that means we have our second player out of the tournament. Clayton and Didi Mokov both out of the tournament in 7th place.
It was Nagino out of the tournament.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, Nagino out of the tournament. My bad, Clayton. Sorry. Clayton's like, he's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you're right. Nagino and Didi Mokov both out of this tournament. And you see Clayton is the one that's going to be moving on. And your reward is to fight Jaleshe.
Imagine that. That's going to be quite the experience boost, honestly. I'd imagine Clayton has had a lot of experience against Jaleshe because, again, one of his fun facts before we even got started into the top 16 yesterday was I am the reason why Brazilian players hate Rashid, right? And I'm assuming he's played against the entire area. So without a doubt in my mind, I'm sure these guys have played off against each other before. With that being said, we do have our 6 players remaining already, James. We saw what happened in the winner's side, right? Now we have Zangief Bolado going up against Ronaldinho Zangief versus Nash. Man, I'm excited.
But, I mean, before we get to that, we will be doing the next round of the losers bracket. So we will be seeing Paolo Webb and Dark versus Jaleshe and Clayton. But we're going to do that after the break. But before I go on break, I just want to say I was correct that one of the actresses in Spy Kids is named Alexa Penavega. So
come on, man. Keep your head in the game, James.
I'm just saying, like, it's there. All right, fine. Let's go to break. We'll come right back for some more Street Fighter action after this.
Without the star.
The main event!
Fight!
Line it up. What a bomb! Power to the earth! See what I'm really made of.
Uh-oh. Pleased to meet you.
The honor was mine. I'll settle this.
Shaking here.
Bow down before my psycho power.
Already back into it. It's time to run down to the losers yet again for the Capcom Pro Tours Brazil region. We've seen the qualifiers go down from the top 16 into the second round of losers bracket. It's going to be Jalesha versus Clayton, as well as Paulo versus Dark. There have been so many changes to our predictions. In a matter of minutes, James, we talked about what transpired in the winner's side, right? It was Jalesha versus BKS Zangief Bolado, right? We kind of prefaced it with saying, Jalesha had a fantastic run last year, being the qualifier, as well as making it all the way out of the Capcom finals, taking down Picaro, and going down to the wire against BKS Zangief Bolado, who hasn't really been about the CPT for quite some time, I feel like. Again, I think this is one of his first or very few events at CPT, if I remember in his fun fact. But he's all the way in winners finals, right? And then, of course, Ronaldinho going up with Nash against Dark's G, who has had a fantastic run coming in from the winners bracket of top 16, right? These guys are absolute monsters and completely unpredictable. All of my side bets and stuff are null and void. I'm glad I didn't make any, but man, I would have been broke.
What do you mean you didn't make any? Where's my money, Jeremy? Are you trying to like back?
I'll pay you in Red Bull, James. Here's half my thing. I'm just kidding.
Thank you. No, I mean, I really honestly can't wait to see what Rob and Brian have to say, because they just were talking about Frozen and Nash and how cool it was to see, and then we've got another Nash here, and then
they're definitely going to highlight Zangief.
Oh yeah,
without a doubt.
And I'm sure they're going to. I know Brian F is going to be kind of salty about that, right? So
maybe. I don't know. I just want to see all the Zangief players rise up and talk about this dude and highlight what he was doing to find this much success so far. But none of the runs are over yet for those guys on the winner's side, right? However, over on the losers bracket, it just might be between these last remaining four players, between Jalesha and Clayton and Paulo Webb and Dark, right? So we're getting into it. I do believe it's going to be Paulo Webb and Dark coming up, and it's going to be Poison versus G.
We talked about that before. Yeah, it's right. I was wondering who we'd go with, and I figured Poison would be a better idea because we've already seen how well Dark can use the Fireball, the zone. You can trade with that. You also nullify G's range a little bit, and that's why Dark is going with V-Skill too. And I will tell you right now, one of my favorite things is that the second one is Q's taunt. Like, I just like... Like that reference that they threw in there. I mean, the fact that they made Q's taunt into a V-Skill, I think is...
I keep thinking he has more vitality now.
Yeah, it's chef's kiss, man. It's so good.
There it is. Max.
And how long does that last for again? Until he gets knocked down? Or is it just he just has until he gets hit?
James, I'm going to be honest with you. I have never seen this V-Skill played in a CPT. You tell me, man. Well, and if anybody in the chat has seen it, you're lying to me.
Fortunately, we can see it at the bottom of the screen with the V-Skill 2 flashing.
So long as it's still flashing, it's available.
No, there it is. It's still there. So it's when he gets knocked down that it goes away. So he lowers. So what that V-Skill does is every time he stacks it on top of itself, he takes less and less damage. He reduces the damage taken. And the only way you get rid of it is if you can knock him down. And I think he gets to keep his presidentiality level as well. So if he charges up to 1, if he gets knocked down, he loses the V-Skill as opposed to the presidentiality.
Right. I like that.
Oh, okay, so there you go. Finally loses that. And what's interesting is that Dark hasn't ever gotten the presidentiality level charged up.
Not one time. All. And look at that. Look how much life is remaining, and look how many seconds are left on the clock.
Yeah.
5 seconds. Dark. All he needs to do now is back away. Back away.
Yeah, you don't think that V-Skill made a difference right there?
Oh, it made a huge difference. This man has so much more vitality behind him. Or at least more defense, I should say.
And see what, we were talking about how this was a good idea because, Paulo Webb's poison can kind of nullify the distance. But if you know he can dash backwards and charge V-Skill, it forces you to try to chase after him.
Yeah, but then when he gets his presidentiality level up, he doesn't even have time to get his V-Skill level up, or at least V-Skill active, right? It's been not a really intimidating factor afterwards when Paulo Webb decides to close the gap, right?
Well, here we go. Charges up. The
Double.
Presidential's got level 3 now.
Oh, and that makes it a huge
Oh,
difference,
gosh.
James.
Yeah, because he can cancel the fireball into it. He's got all 3 now, so it's going to be a while before he's going to take any damage.
This is going to be tough now. Oh, he's getting hit by everything on Wake Up. Close to stun now.
What a turnaround. Nice block on the empty jump. Activates. Oh, he had the armor? What?
Yeah, he got the armor while activating the V skill.
I don't even think I remember that V skill had armor.
I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you. I just saw it on the fly, James.
And it's still going. That V skill, okay, finally goes away, but he keeps that presidentiality level.
Oh,
so
this
he's going
is
to
dangerous. Being able to cancel into the V skill.
And don't forget the chip. He can chip him at the end of this round. So as long as Dark can stay alive and keep the life close, he can just end the round with a sudden chip out of nowhere with the super. Oh,
he still got baited. That's a little bit too much dip on that chip. To be honest with you, Dark didn't have the opportunity to let the critical art rock.
Yeah, he was trying to wait for the end of the round to try to timer scam, but beautiful job by Paulo Webb to get that shimmy in there to end the round.
Still trying to find a way to get the presidentiality level up.
Yeah, it's not as easy to do without the level 3 fireball.
I mean, from that range, is Paulo Webb going to be able to knock him down? He'll at least interrupt the presidentiality,
Ooh, this is
level
big
up.
for him because he can activate. Yep, there we go. And that's going to... Oh, here comes the knockdown. So he's going to lose the V skill, but not the presidentiality. Here we go, plus frames. And yeah, V reversal doesn't want to deal with that at all. Here we go, charge up. And actually too far away, even for Poison to punish that. Doesn't want to...
usage of the V reversal. Doesn't want to get involved in that plus scenario from the heart raid.
Yeah, again, she has a 3-frame button, and he does not, which makes that +1 still really strong for Poison.
Okay, this is kind of dangerous for Paulo, or excuse me, for Dark now, just burning up.
But he's got everything activated here. Oh, he should have went for the knockdown instead of the reset. Get rid of that defense buff.
Oh, that's huge. He went for the lower heart rate instead of the medium one. Oh, this is tough. Dark now.
Okay, I like
trying
that.
to chip away.
But yeah, with the timer running out, this is oh, good anti-air. That's not what he wanted.
I imagine he could have gone into the trigger activation, get some strings going, chip away, and then critical art?
I'm not sure what. I mean, I feel like he was trying to do something, and the uppercut came out. The DP motion came out that he wasn't ready for, and then it got blocked, and he was like, wait, what? Because otherwise, yeah, why wouldn't you V-trigger cancel that if that's what he was doing on purpose? I feel like that there was some sort of execution error or something. It felt that way because first of all, you wouldn't land from getting reset out of the air into DP because that's going to lose the everything, you know? So it didn't feel like that's what he was trying to go for.
I don't think so either. Really, really odd exchange, to be quite honest with you. But again, Paulo Webb gets away with it, does get a game on the board. Fine for him. Oh.
Yeah, G's got some good jump attacks, but I mean, against Poison's crouching medium punch, one of the best anti-air normals in the game.
And you can see Dark's game plan. It's been pretty evident that he wants to try to space out and get himself some resources with the presidentiality level, sometimes with the V skill as well, and now space out with an enhanced fireball.
Right. But you can see that what Poison brings to the table is she gets to sit at a range where that fireball misses, but you're still in threat of getting hit by Poison's attacks.
Oh, just out of range for Paulo Webb to punish the V skill activation.
Nice neutral jump.
And already down to nearly 30 seconds again.
Oh, here we go. We're going to get an activation at some point. Nice, and there we see again the V-shift being a powerful tool against command throw mix-ups. And this life lead now is enormous.
Oh, this is huge. Big anti-air for Dark. He has about 10 seconds left to do this. Tries to punish the V-shift, doesn't get it in time. Still 6 seconds. That's a throw. He can't take another one. Yeah, he can take another one. He can take another one. Nice call from Paulo Webb. Excellent choice of the V-shift.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been punished very badly too, but he went for the risk. It paid off. And here we go. He's one round away from going up 2-0 versus Dark. I mean, I like what Dark is doing. You know how I mentioned that, you know, you can nullify what Poison wants to do by charging up and making her come at you. But Paulo Webb has not bit into that at all. He's like, you know what? If you're going to charge up all your stuff, so be it. I'm going to stick with my game, stay at this range right here. That magic range for Paulo Webb has been so effective for him.
Yeah, he's really changing Dark strategies. Oh my gosh, hold on, wait a minute. Let's take a look at this damage first, and then talk about how Paulo Webb has changed up his strategy according to Dark's. But right now,
That was such a weird interaction.
You saw at the tail end of the V reversal.
I almost thought that Love Me Tender was actually going to hit him at the very end of it. Okay, cooking him here. This is smart. Get some of that gray help, because if he can get another hit in there. Yeah, and so you see Dark wanting nothing to do with that Molotov.
And again, Dark playing a slight life lead game as time is winding down, but Paulo Webb has more than enough. Okay, still tries to overstep his boundaries and check with the crouch jab.
I know some people out there are going to be like, oh my God, this match is going so slow. I love fighting games that the certain matchups can present this kind of game for you, you know? Like, all of a sudden you do have a slow game that's largely driven by the timer.
Yeah, true test of patience, to be honest with you. Paulo Webb doing a great job of making sure he's accustomed to that kind of strategy. I mean, he does play Poison. He's going to play Keep Away to a certain degree, but G is definitely not the kind of character to really do that as often, right?
And again, doesn't want to deal with the heart rate mix-up at all, using the V reversals. And now Paulo Webb going with the V reversals and all into the back throw reset. So smart. Look at all this real estate that he has to run away now. Just watch your ankles. That's all you got to do right now.
I feel like that's a huge sigh of relief, right? You rarely get to see, okay, so the trigger finally comes out, right? More often than not, you would see G in this phase a lot sooner. But Paulo Webb pressing a button on Wake Up, still getting the jab connector into the uppercut, into critical art. Challenging Dark.
No fear right there. And that's the thing, right? Once you get hit by that kind of a thing from G, you get scared. You get to that point where you're like, I'm scared to touch a button now because next hit may stun me and, you know, and G does all this damage. So I'm just going to block. But he didn't. He woke up with the buttons. He said, you know what, you're probably going for this 12-frame command throw, and I'm going to jab you.
I hope it wasn't the command grab. I didn't really see the animation from the side of G. I was more so focusing on Paulo Webb, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dark went for it, because more often than not, he would go for command grabs off of like resets. He would go on with command grabs on people's wake ups. So I'm not sure.
But here's the thing. This V skill 2 is not working out for Dark. It is not creating the kind of scenario that he is hoping for. I mean, it's come close many, many times, but he's fallen short. So let's see if that's what he's trying to change here, or maybe he has a completely different character that he might bust out.
I'm not sure, man. But I think, the V skill, I mean, if you think about it, like what V skill 1 in comparison to V skill 2, what else would you get in neutral from like the V skill 1? Really?
Maybe just kind of like a shield to try to get in, from being able to jump, change your timing to beat the anti-airs or something like that. And sure enough, it is going to be V skill 1 now. With
the barrier, yeah. At least you're going to get significant conversions to push towards the corner and continue your combo while in V trigger. So we'll see.
Well, not a good start for Dark here. Already pushed all the way into the corner.
Excellent for Paulo Webb, man. Doesn't even have to think about the fireball game as often, getting a punish now. And again, on the offensive. Heart raid. I like the delay there.
Ooh, okay. Counter hit combos.
Oh, just threw out the roundhouse and Dark was just within range. I'm liking this start for Paulo Webb. showing he's capable with not just Laura, but very efficient with poison.
I mean, we saw that against Juninho in the match yesterday, and now Paulo Webb busting out this poison, showing that he's very strong with this character, with the potential now to take it 3-0 over Dark, which would be the most lopsided match that we've seen in this top 8 so far.
Ooh. Stuff out the activation again, getting that stance ready just in case the fireball were to come out. But now Dark trying to close the gap on Paulo Webb and checking with the fireball first before his approach happens.
But yeah, we haven't really seen anything out of the V-Skill 1 yet.
Yeah, that's not going to be used very much, I guess, in this matchup. Until G is in V-Trigger, right?
Right.
Yeah, giving him access to those combo routes can be pretty pivotal.
Oh, here we go.
As well, okay.
Gets the clean jump in.
Gets to continue the combos with that V skill, right? Pretty important change-up. But in neutral, he's not going to be able to use it like that.
Yep, again, that offensive V reversal to try to stay in the pressure.
Oh, yeah, checks the double dash, but no, makes nothing of it, doesn't get the finish.
Of it. I mean, you're going to spend that 1 bar if you have the option. Now, is he going to try to super, or is he going to try to find a way? No, yeah, okay.
And Paulo Webb. I feel like Paulo Webb tried to let out the jumping heavy punch early to kind of stuff out G, but the trade was still happening.
Yeah.
And Dark gets to keep all of his critical art. Oh, too far out.
I feel like Paulo Webb didn't believe that was going to connect at that range, and so he didn't have a cancel off of that.
Oh, does get the anti-air. Paulo Webb now using the heart rate, applying more pressure. Dark finds a way out. And again, sparingly using the fireball, right? But Paulo Webb doing a great job of kind of posing the threat of the whips. Heart rate again. Again, the view reversal coming out from Dark. And I think that's a win for Paulo Webb, right? Being able to tame G like that, making sure he doesn't hit that V-trigger state is crucial.
Yeah, and another thing too, we see a little desperation from Darkseid, but Darkseid hasn't also been able to build much meter with the V skill 1 at all.
Hard rate again, no V reversal this time from Dark.
Yeah,
Does have full trigger on deck, but I mean, he's got a long hill to climb if he wants to make this comeback. He's gonna try to go for a low or something. Paulo Webb just mixing him.
We saw that yesterday. The neutral jump and Poison having the jumping heavy punch that hits low enough and she can still land and get the combo. He did that to Juninho yesterday, and you see him using that strategy here again. Like I said yesterday, most of the time when you neutral jump and someone whiffs a throw, they usually have time to still anti-air you. Not against Poison.
It's even worse when you're a taller character. So your hurt box is way up there, so you're going to get hit a lot sooner than anticipated, than normal characters, right? The normal sized characters, right? So again, Paulo Webb, what is that, 3?
It was 3-0, although it was, I mean, obviously it felt longer than that, but due to the paces of the matches. But again, for me, those are really interesting matches. You know, that little cat and mouse game of trying to figure out how to get in on the opponent and who has the life lead. And it's a really, really solid game of neutral between both players trying to pick their moments on when to get in.
Yeah.
And towards the end there, like I said, you could kind of sense a little bit of desperation, I think, from Dark, because he started dashing in a little bit more and was like, I need to find a hit. And
he couldn't find a spot to really throw out fireballs safely. Didn't really have a chance either to kind of do dash punch low into activation because Paulo was very aware of that. He's like, he knew what he wanted, so he would throw out the whip just in case. There was just not a lot of times Dark got his offense started, right? He was so complacent in the first couple of games with that V-Skill 2 to play out the lane game is what we call it, you know, the timer game. But Apollo Webb adjusted to that immediately after game number 1. So.
Yeah, like I said, he just never bit into it, really. He didn't get baited because there was one point in time where I saw Apollo Webb dash forward to prevent him from starting to charge up. But I think that was like the only time I saw him do that, and that might have been in game 1. And then afterwards, he was just like, you know what, whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to fight you from here. Even though you're increasing your defense and presidentiality, whatever, I'm still winning. So who cares, right?
Going right into the next match, we have Clayton versus Jalesha. This is a match we were looking forward to as well because it's a Vega through via Clayton going up against Jalesha, the man who qualified from last CPT.
Yeah, who got sent here in the loser's bracket by Zangief Bolado. And so now he has to battle his way through the loser's bracket. Like I said, when this top 8 started, I felt like Jalesha was probably the favorite to take this tournament. And I had picked Didymokov as potentially number 2, even though he was coming from the loser's bracket. But that obviously didn't work out. And so,
right, and we're seeing a lot of new faces really shine, especially Clayton right now. Big interruption there from Jalesha, putting him into the corner yet again. Here comes the throw. Trigger is on deck. Nice interruption there from Clayton. That stand jab was just more than enough in time to stop the EX whirlwind.
He was still in block stun when he tried to go for that throw. The cross up. It's funny because you see it go over your head, so you're like, oh, I'm safe. But actually, it's the cross up.
It's just on the other side. EX Sky High Claw. Big conversion there from Clayton. It was looking all Jalesha in the beginning of the round, but Clayton really finding the spots to interrupt. Very smart.
It's also tricky, too, because if I'm not mistaken, Sky High Claw actually is a charge move in this game, I think.
I don't recall it being so, to be honest with you. Okay, here comes Jalesha yet again. Now on the verge of getting his offense already started. Another interruption, back-to-back pokes there from Clayton. Again, counter hit from Jalesha, not being able to find the right normals at the right range. Clayton just taking full advantage of the claw stance. Uh-oh.
Okay, nice. There we go. Now the corner pressure. Ooh. Oh, he threw him. He got him. A little too patient right there was Jalesha.
Yeah, he was just standing there, to be honest with you. Sky High Claw, just kind of...
I feel like that was supposed to be the EX. Maybe a mistake right there.
I assume so as well.
It is actually a charge move, yeah. So what I was saying is that, you know, he's been hiding his charge time for that really well. Nice! Anti-air, that Rose hits so high up in the sky over there. And, you know, I mean, look at this. Vega's had, you know, Season V DLC this whole entire time. He's been using Rose since the very beginning.
Yeah, he hasn't changed it up once. I don't think I've ever seen him switch over to V-Trigger 2, like, in the entirety of his matches from top 16. Or maybe, like, him probably playing the game. He probably never switched over. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, V-Trigger 1 has been, like, the round closer for a lot of the games that Clayton has been playing.
Right.
Clayton 1-0 against Jalesha.
Ooh, trading with the fireball. Interesting. And, you know, he's been using that raw V-Skill 1 really well, by the way. His spacing and distancing on it has been really good, and the timing that he uses it works really well, baiting opponents trying to poke at those timings. Ooh. See?
Again.
Just like that.
And built himself, again, he already has V-Trigger on deck, but still. Doing a great job of building up resources for himself. Jalesha getting a throw now. That claw's got to be going away pretty soon, I'd imagine. There it is. No longer has access to those ranges that he's so comfortable poking with, and Jalesha gets the green light from that. Yep, that's all it was. As soon as he saw the claw, his mission was to get rid of the claw as soon as possible, and he did so.
Yeah, and we've seen how effective Jalesha is in using one of Rashid's unique tools in that run into throw, because obviously he's one of the only characters that has kind of like a run as opposed to a dash. He still has to commit to the run a little bit, but it's still really fast.
Yeah. And these are one of the biggest things I consider for the matchup, right, is how soon can you get Vega's claw off? And I feel like, you know, again, Rashid being one of the most offensive characters in the game gets their momentum going pretty quickly and forces characters to block. They do a great job of getting rid of that range pretty quickly. Look at that. It's like a mini game.
To the corner in plus frames. Oh, yep, there we go. Gonna keep you from... Ooh, that was very fortunate. Wow, nice conversion. Well, after that, just went for the heavy punch. Oh,
air throw covering the other side. I like that.
and that's just awareness, because the thing about it is throw animations take a long time. So if you're going to land a throw, you can do something else, and if the throw connects, you're good. But if it whiffs, you know, he's already holding up to go for the air throw, assuming that the opponent's trying to jump away. And that's how he has that reaction so fast.
And now Jaleshe, from one corner to the other, he's still going to try to do what he does best with Rashid. Again, back-to-back throws. The V-reversal was perfectly timed. That was one flip. Again, being able to change it up in V-reversal is absolutely important. I'm just glad he doesn't get to do that for free anymore.
It's just weird that he was just different sides. Oh my goodness. Clayton taking a 2-0 lead over Jaleshe.
My goodness.
If you were going to tell me that the potential is there for last year's qualifier from Brazil going out of the tournament, losing to a Zangief and then a Vega, and he's a Rashid player, I mean, that's this season, man. I mean, we can't call it anymore. You can't sit here. I mean, okay, look, I take back what I said about Zangief being the underdog in the previous match. There are no underdogs, it feels like, anymore at this point in time.
The game has changed.
Yeah.
The game has changed, James.
The game has changed.
Man, he backdashed out of there. Good call out against Jaleshe, but still, that's not going to deter him from going in. Excellent
projectile
choice.
invul. -2. God,
Just that V-skill again to
I
catch
love
Jaleshe
it.
off guard.
he's so good at using that.
Trigger.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Vega land at that. Oh, that just ate the rose.
Hey, but this is great now for Jaleshe. No longer in threat of the claw. I feel like that's the biggest objective Jaleshe is going for. Get rid of the extra range Vega has so that I can play the way I want to play.
Force him to block a bunch to try to get that claw off of there.
It's like a mini boss, right? You see a little life gauge, a little life bar on the top of the claw. You have to get rid of that first to get to Vega.
Some of those JRPGs hit the claw first to remove this and then attack the main body.
Then go for the mask for extra points.
Oh, what? No mix-ups for you. I'm waking up with a button. I am not scared.
Okay, so this is a whole different story now.
He got
Jaleshe
him.
is going to activate it raw. That's going to be more than enough. On the board now is Jaleshe.
Look, he was the qualifier from last year for a reason. Very, very strong. And as he said, he is the reason why Brazilians hate Rashid. You know this guy is not out of it. He's down 0-2. But now, 0-1, take it one game at a time.
Sure.
Take it one round at a time. And you can do this.
I mean, on that same note, I feel like he's the main reason why people know the Rashid matchup. Because you're starting to see some of the intricacies in between, like the Vega and Rashid matchup. You're seeing Clayton kind of trying to find all of the gaps that Leshe is presenting as sort of like a test. And he's like, all right, well, I've seen this before. I definitely have the answer. Don't test me.
All right, well, Clayton looking really strong in the neutral here. Finding the right times to press and finding the right times to back off. Really just negated that V-Trigger 1 completely. It did, oh, goodness, the range on that. The delayed meaty caught the counter hit.
Yeah, covering the V-shift as well. He's going to be pretty close to getting the claw off as well. On top of that, gets it on the tail end of that mixer, and now it's all Jaleshe.
Oh, boy, how did this turn around? That's the second time he's gotten out of there, but that with punish OS that Jaleshe has been using, because here's the thing, it's a standing heavy punch, and if Vega's going to swing around with the standing medium punch, there's a chance they might trade. But again, thanks to the priority system.
And the lack of range now.
Right, the heavy punch is going to win, crush counter, and even if it doesn't crush counter, he's just canceling into the Eagle Spike every time he throws that out.
Yep.
Oh, but that time the ace just ate up the standing heavy punch.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, so full critical art for both players. Going to be spending it here. Jaleshe using EX Whirlwind to kind of stuff. Oh my God, speaking of stuffing.
Yeah, there's, again, that whiff. Oh, God.
The claw's got to be coming off now. Like,
Shimmy.
one more touch. There it is.
Yep. Oh, no. He didn't have
this
anything
is
to cancel that
huge.
slide with because he had just V-reversaled. I think his brain got a little mixed up. He V-reversaled, then slid, because he remembers seeing that he had the full V-trigger bar, forgot that he V-reversaled and was like, uh-oh.
Maybe he just tried to get it. Maybe he's just trying to catch
Nemo his
Jaleshe.
way, Evo Nemo, basically, top 8, where he slid at everybody and landed like 90% of them.
Maybe. Maybe.
But there you go, Jaleshe tying it up 2-2. Like I said, one game at a time, one round at a time. Jaleshe, oh, that heavy punch is just putting in the work.
And what's wild about this all is from Jalesha, we haven't seen one EX spinning mixer on defense, right? Because it's been majority of it, like all defense, or sorry, all offense, I should say, from Jalesha.
Yeah, no Oil Kings here.
I like the patience, or the pacing that Clayton's really setting up against Jalesha too. But you get stuffed by the Fierce, and it all changes. It all goes downhill once Jalesha gets that crush counter.
And then Rashid, the master of switching the sides, controlling where he is based off of combos. Oh no! He was trying to spinning mixer. He was on the wrong side, I believe. Or just like the cross under messed up his input, but then he catches the forward dash. Jalesha, on the back of that standing heavy punch, is blowing up Clayton now.
And you're seeing some of the weaknesses that Vega has, right? Lacking that range. You're going to get outpoked a good amount of times by the heavier normals from Rashid. That's been the case. A lot of the time, try to interrupt, but still gets caught by the whirlwind shot. And here comes Jalesha yet again, trying to enforce the point. Nope, out of the corner now. Clayton still gets checked with the low medium kick.
And I like that Clayton hasn't fallen for any of the shimmies recently, but...
And the claw's gone!
Oh no,
this is a tough spot for Clayton now.
He's got a lot of meter. But again, even if he lands a critical art right now, Raw, that's still only catching up in life. He's got a long way to go.
Ooh, and the mask is off. Now you have Raw Vega. This is going to be tough. Had to spin that bar, I guess. I mean, trying to reset the situation, but no whiff punishes. It's so difficult to check Jalesha now.
Ooh, gets in with the jump and then just V reversing out of there. Doesn't want to deal with the mix-up. Jalesha knows he could win just by pokes, just by getting Clayton edgy. Here we go.
One.
No cross-up critical arts available.
He does it again after the -2 situation. He has plenty of time to make this work. Jalesha tried to move out. Oh, here comes. Oh, critical art is going to be what spells it. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He has V reversal or V shift.
But he was in the middle of something, I think. I think he forgot. Because, yeah, he's definitely going to do that raw there, but I don't think V-Shift can get away from that. Well, actually, V-Shift into V-Break, maybe? Does it outlast the invincibility? I'm not sure, but there you go. Ooh, that is the strength of Jalesha. Like I said, if there was anybody who was going to be able to make that comeback, so, he defied it. He said, I'm not losing to Zangief and then Vega in this tournament. No, that is not the tail. Yeah, that is not the tail. And he made the comeback 3-0 after going down 0-2 against Clayton.
Another very close set from these losers quarterfinals matches. It's been pretty tough to call. Even like the losers semifinals matches going down to the wire. That's been extremely difficult to call.
So you can see that.
Or excuse me, just quarterfinals. My mistake.
You can see that that's setting up Jalesha versus Paulo Webb.
Right.
Oof. And we won't do that match right away. In fact, we will be going to winners finals first to play that match out. Obviously, the reason why you do that is because whoever loses that then gets a game break before they have to play again. We used to not do that, and then shout out to the game 2K did the stats on that. And for every tournament that ran the winners finals right before the losers final, the person who lost the winners finals had a 20% win rate, whereas if they did it the other way, they had like a 50% win rate. So, yeah, it really made a difference.
All right, so, with that in mind, just know that in our winners finals, when we come back, it's going to be Zangief Bolado, Rockin' Zangief going up against Ronaldinho versus Nash. You do not want to miss it. I guarantee it. So, when we return, we'll have that matchup for the winners finals right after this.
We started with 8 today. We are down to only 4 players left. We just lost Clayton and we just lost Dark to 5th place in this tournament. Excellently played by them, but now it is down to Jaleshe, Paulo Webb, and then our winners finals, Zangief Bolado and Ronaldinho.
Let's go.
Zangief versus Nash. You feel like after all these years of Street Fighter V, with them being in the launch roster, we would know this matchup like the back of our hands. Zep Nash disappeared.
I mean, we haven't seen Zangief in a very long time either. I mean, there was a tweet that was put out by Brutus saying, like, I'm not trying to jinx it, but he said it. He said it first. If Zangief Bolado wins this CPT event, that'll be the first time since 2017 that a Zangief has taken down a CPT event. And that event was CEO taken down by Snake
Eyes, right? Yeah.
Brutus said that. He put that energy onto the universe first.
So he jinxed it?
I don't know.
You saying Brutus jinxed it?
I doubt it. Zangief Bolado has been playing out of his mind right now. He has downloaded every single opponent, and it seems like he's been prepared for every single matchup. Did you see how he tore down Jaleshe and really picked apart his offense?
Yeah, I mean, it was a close match. It was definitely very, very close. But yeah, to be able to find those opportunities, like I said, the first game, he was way too obsessed with the SPD. And it was the exact same thing he did against Paulo Webb, too. The first game, he was too obsessed with the SPD. And then he calmed himself down a little bit and then counted on his own neutral and his own, he put faith in his non-SPD game. And
everything
that's
else that Zangief has. Right.
And
again,
that opened up the SPDs.
And now I want to see it again against the new and improved Nash, right? This is like the tale of two cities, I feel like. Two different areas of Street Fighter where Nash has had significant buffs, a lot of praise lately, and some significant usage or presence in the CPT, whereas Zangief, again, is he's been hit with the bat pretty hard. So, somebody took like a bat to his kneecaps or something, or at least like taking away his grabs.
I feel like, he definitely, it's going to be a Harding match for him right there. Tanya Harding there. But that's right. I was like, what's happening here? That's right. He's charging up for that.
Yeah, he's
but
too.
I mean, even in season 1, I feel like this was a tough match because it was really hard for Zangief to get around the Sonic booms. And Nash getting buffed is by itself, I feel like, a big nerf to Zangief in general. But that's light SPD. Oh no, that was the medium one, it looks like. I'm not sure.
One of the biggest turns has been both. Yeah, that V-Skill also is going to be. I was going to say Sonic Boom into Sonic Side is just enough to take away the armor.
Oh, he got him. Oh, but the backdash right there.
Now he knows. Zangief Volato is like, all right, you gave it to me. Now I know what to do for the next one. Let's see if Ronaldinho can keep it up. A lot of the free damage came from getting rid of the V-skill flex, right?
Right.
Just like that. Just like that. Ronaldinho